Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jared here with Razel's Revenge Gaming, bringing you the weekly, every Sunday so far, minus the tornado bullshit, weekly gaming news rundown and rumors. So, I guess I should probably just get started. There's a lot, but not a lot at the same time, if that makes sense. I opted to kind of not cover a lot of the crap that I missed just because it's gone beyond its usefulness. So, anywho, thanks for tuning in, and as always, if you like everything that I do, or this is your first time here, please just bear with the terrible Southern accent and the voice, I suppose, and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell so you get notifications. But anywho, let's carry on. Handy dandy notebook, because I'm poor and don't have a teleprompter, and I guess don't really have the time to sit there and type anything out on the computer screen. So, like I always, just going old school because I'm hard-headed and that's just me. All right. Um, First line of business is Arc System Works announces the delay of Guilty Gear Strive from later this year to early of 2021 due to all the COVID bullshit that's going on. So yet another game that has followed the myriad of delays and pushbacks and all that good stuff due to the coof. So just keep adding to the stack there. Next up would be, oh, okay, yeah, this one. Vince Zampella, we all are Zampella, whatever, however the fuck you pronounce his name, of Respawn. He confirms that there is actually no new Titanfall game in development. Which is really sad because last year there was the announcement that they were going to do a new Titanfall or something in the Titanfall universe, and it was going to be like, what was it, like a different twist on the franchise. Like it was supposed to be like a premium Titanfall experience, but they were going to tweak the experience. Anyways, um, so that's not happening. That apparently, I don't want to say was a lie, but maybe he just jumped ahead of himself and it didn't get the funding or whatever. I mean, there sure as fuck is enough, like, want for a Titanfall 3 or maybe something else with Titanfall, but not going to happen right now. He does say, however, that Titanfall is always there. It's always in the background. It's always on their minds. It leaks in with the what is it? Apex Legends with the lore in the game. Titanfall leaks in there, so it's always there. It's persistent. They're not saying that there won't be a Titanfall 3, but just there's nothing in the works for an actual Titanfall game right now. Super fucking sad. Next we have Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is supposed to include like storyline DLC missions for the pre-order and the season pass holders. Now, the Way of the Berserker is for the pre-order, and the Legend of Beowulf is going to be for the season pass holders. It's unclear if the Legend of Beowulf is actually going to be like a part of the season pass, or if it's just like a DLC story that gets unlocked because you have the season pass. Uh, but that's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of cool, like a decent incentive to get you to buy the season pass. Because it does look kind of cool from what I've read, little tidbits. Plus, it's Beowulf. That's a pretty awesome fucking story. It'd be kind of cool to see how they reimagine that to fit the Assassin's Creed universe. On a plus side, though, they're supposedly bringing back the Hidden Blade. So that's really cool. That brings back the kind of split we saw with the old school Assassin's Creeds and the new ones, like with Odyssey and Origins, where it's hopefully going to put an emphasis more on the stealthy, tactical, like stealth kills that you did with Altair and all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one because it's supposed to be like a not necessarily a one-hit kill machine, but like it was in the first one, where it's pretty much gonna be a one-hit kill depending on the level of the enemy and all that good stuff. So that's really cool. And apparently it gets unlocked really early in the game too, so it's not like some kind of a mid to end game weapon that you get that's just like meh after you've already unlocked everything. So that's pretty interesting. I'm glad to see the Hidden Blade coming back. Next in we have Natsume Inc. or Natsume or whatever. I suck with names. I apologize. Plus, I'm Southern, so anything that I would say correct would sound wrong anyways, so it is what it is. Natsume Inc. teases the world with a new Harvest Moon. I guess you guys probably saw a Twitter post about it or whatever, but it's going to be called Harvest Moon One World, and it's supposedly coming this fall on the Switch, and it's supposed to have an entirely overhauled game engine and graphics. That's about all that I was able to pull up on, information-wise on the new Harvest Moon. They're supposed to let more things come out over the next few months, so I'll keep an eyeball on that and let you guys know what I find if you haven't already. But next we have. I keep saying next. It's like I'm stuck in a. Anyways, Iron Man Virtual Reality to be released on July the 3rd. That's finally coming out because it was delayed again to the coof. Animal Crossing New Horizons has actually already met, and I'm sure by now, because the information I got was from March, it has met its lifetime sales predictions, which that's pretty damn awesome. But I guess we all kind of saw that one happening, though. Anyways, that was one of those games that everyone was wanting on the Switch. Like they wanted it as a launch title, and we finally got it. So that not surprising at all. It's sold 11.77 million units the first 11 days of its release. And as of March 31st, it sold 13.41 million units, and 50% of those were digital sales. Now, that's probably due in part to, the lockdowns and all that good stuff. So I'm kind of wondering if we would have had more of a traditional release experience, if we would have seen more physical copies. Because I know that GameStop and some other places or whatever did physical releases, but they did it in that weird like we're gonna release it the day early, staggered in, social distancing, shit like that. So I don't know if like people realized that and it just kind of ruined the experience for them, so they decided to go the digital route, just stay home and avoid that bullshit altogether. But still, kind of wanting to keep an eye on that one just because I like physical mediums, but I slowly find myself going towards the digital just because it's convenient as fuck. And usually, for the past like year or two, the only time that I actually go for a physical copy anymore is, as you can tell, with collector's editions or special editions. And that's only if I like the game and it seems worth it. So definitely keeping an eye on the digital thing, especially with Nintendo. We have Ubisoft Forward, which is going to be Ubisoft's like E3 digital experience or whatever. That's going to be on July the 12th. It's a first for Ubisoft to have a digital conference. I think it's pretty much a first for almost anyone doing their digital conferences and stuff coming up. But it's supposed to be, like I said, like an E3 style conference. I think it's cool to get individual conferences instead of just one huge, like, here's 6 hours, 8 hours of your day devoted to this thing. But I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Definitely think E3 should go the way of the dodo, but I don't know how like the pieces would fall afterwards and how well those pieces would actually fall to fit into what everyone would want. I'm sure The first ones are not going to be like disasters, but it's definitely going to be like a litmus test. So with these next upcoming digital things we've got going on, don't be too judgmental about them. Just give them a shot. You know, they'll hopefully learn something from this, and next year's shit will be a lot better. So, but anyways, the Ubisoft Forward is going to be, like I said, on July 12th, and it's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. So go ahead and mark your calendars on that one, and see what's going on. Next, I guess we're going to go with the rumors because I actually have quite a few. Now, the rumors, like I always say, take with a grain of salt. This is in no way like confirmed, nothing, just grain of salt, whispers in the wind, water cooler talk, bullshit like that. So, just because I'm saying it doesn't mean it's supposed to be a thing. Strictly rumors. So, here we go. Especially with this first one. I was real hesitant to put this one on there just because it seems like complete and total bullshit. But it could also be a thing. Here we go. Sony is supposedly going to have like PS5 starter pack launch kit, not launch kits, but like starter pack system kits, I guess, kind of like if you're old as fuck like me and remember back in the 360 days where you had like the Pro and the arcade, and one came with a hard drive, one didn't, so forth and so forth. They're supposed to, or Sony's supposed to have this is why I think it's bullshit, because the stats on the hard drives are kind of wonky, but one is supposed to be an 825 gigabyte solid state drive, which is going to sell for 540, and then the other one is going to be a 1.65 terabyte solid state drive, of course, that is going to retail for 650. Like I said, due to those weird little spaces that's available on the hard drives there. Like I'm sure the 825 is probably actually a 1 terabyte, and the 1.65 terabyte is actually a 2 terabyte because you got to factor in the operating system and all that shit. So I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to be, but I don't know. That's just what I found. Again, fucking rumor, so take it as you want it. Next up is there was some buzz about the Atlas's Project RE Fantasy, supposed to be heading to the Switch. There was just wild speculation about that. I'm going to slaughter this name because I suck. Jamatsu or Gamatsu, I'm pretty sure it's Jamatsu, points out though that in the page mentions that he was able to track down pretty much just it seems more like a mass recruitment just for programmers, and that it's not actually going to be the Project RE Fantasy. It's just more than likely going to be like the mass recruiting for programmers for the people who did Catherine to help do the fantasy RPG game that team has in the pipeline right now. So if you're kind of excited about seeing that Project RE Fantasy coming to the Switch, I wouldn't hold your breath. Everything that seems to be related to that seems to be pointing to the development team that did Catherine with their new fantasy RPG that they have coming in the pipeline. So again, don't hold your breath. This one's kind of cool though. Valve is possibly working on like a rewards program, like a system. The system would have points, and you can actually like react to reviews on games. I guess kind of like Facebook has reacts and shit like that. So there's going to be that. There's going to be specific reward items. You can possibly redeem points for game discounts, and you can redeem points for badge levels. The big drawback I see about this is if Steam wanted to be a total dick about it, or if Valve wanted to be a total dick about everything, they could make this not retroactive. However, I think they would, because I can only imagine how many people that would just completely piss off if they didn't make it retroactive. I mean, that would just be like a punch in the dick. So, kind of keeping my eyeballs on that one to see what's going on with it. If you guys know anything, let me know because I'm pretty curious about that. I just started doing PC gaming, so it probably won't affect me that much with the retroactive thing. Sorry. But I can know a lot of people who have had Steam for forever and a day, and that would, yeah, like I said, punch in the dick. Next on, we have, Konami is actually trying to buy the uh, Real Madrid license for their next Pro Evolution Soccer game. Supposedly, they offered 15% more to Real Madrid versus what EA did for the licensing. Um, if this is true, that would be a huge plus for the PES games and puts it one step closer to being an actual contender to FIFA, which God knows FIFA needs a fucking contender, just like Madden needs a legit contender. It's pretty sad to see EA basically have a monopoly on sports games. It's it's disturbing, really. But I mean, they do them well. It's just I think some healthy competition would probably give us better alternatives or force EA to kick it up a notch or two to make sure that they stay at the top, which is what competition is supposed to do. This next one is kind of interesting, but it's kind of like a no-brainer. The rumor is that there's a deluxe edition of Pikmin 3 to possibly hit the Nintendo Switch. Um, GamesBeat says that Pikmin 3 is going to be a part of the huge like last generation remakes and shit that we're seeing that are coming over from the Wii U to the Switch. He says that it's supposed to be a part of that. It's going to come with a deluxe edition, and it's supposed to be happening soon. So if you are a Pikmin fan, keep your eyeballs peeled for that. Um, especially a deluxe edition. There's no real word on what the deluxe edition will have, but there's speculation that it will actually be Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. But like I said, speculation and rumor, nothing more. Grain of salt. Yeah, okay. There's like two more, but the last one I have is kind of big, so we'll keep on plugging. Next to last is, oh yeah, okay. So Xbox is going to have a supposed blowout in July, like a just straight out like boom. Here's what's going to be for the Series X. This is what's happening. Um, here's some of the games. Uh, there's supposed to be a shit ton of first-party games there and a shit ton of third-party devs and studios there on stage to help promote stuff. We're supposed to get, I don't want to say like a first look, but we're supposed to get a look at the new Fable remake. But I don't know, and I couldn't find if it's going to be like gameplay or just like some art, stills, like just from the game itself or whatever, because from what I've found that the reboot isn't supposed to be released until Q1 or Q2 of 2022. So I don't really know how far along in the dev process they could be for the Fable reboot, but I mean, I hope they're bringing something to the table. I hope that Microsoft rather, doesn't just shoehorn in a bunch of like pork. And by pork, I mean, hey, look what's coming, but it's coming 4 years after we launch our new system, or 2 years after we launch our new system. Shit like that. Like, that would be terrible. Xbox needs to attach a shit ton of new IPs, and with all the studios and everything they bought, I think they could do it. But I'm sure you're like me, you're getting sick and fucking tired of seeing all these remasters and remakes. It's cool in theory. I like to see shit running at like 4K and 60 frames, or hell, even 4K and 30 frames if it's like an older game. Anyways, I just don't want to spend my fucking money on it anymore. I'm tired of seeing the shit, dude. Really am. It's like scraping the fucking barrel to get what's left of this last generation, and then we'll have new shit coming out. But I'm just they need to give us more than, oh, hey, look, this is a remake of an Xbox One game. Like, yeah, but it's supposed to play Xbox One games, so why the fuck would you even bother? Um, it's mind blowing, and if they don't give us new IPs and everything, it'll be like a death blow. They'll probably lose this console war generation, just like they lost the current one because there wasn't shit for the Xbox. I'm pretty sure Microsoft learned their lesson, but if they don't come out hitting hard with first party shit and third party stuff, and I don't even really want to say exclusives, but there's got to be something, because Sony's is the month after on the 17th, or I think it's like the month after on the 17th. Anyways, I know it's like the month after when Microsoft does theirs, and I don't think Sony is gonna pull any punches. I mean, they already they already have a really strong first party lineup anyways, so this summer is going to pretty much define who's going to have a lead coming out of the gate after these new systems launch. So Microsoft, don't fucking let me down. Okay, last one I have is about three possible games, and I don't know how much you can actually put into this, but here we go. Tales from the Borderlands Redux. This is actually it's supposed to happen. Like it's supposed to be announced within the next couple of weeks and everything. So this one I can definitely see being real, but still, it's a rumor. It'll be $5 if you already own the base game. So that's not too terrible. It's $5. Most people can shovel out $5. And if you don't have the game at all and you're new to just wanting to start all over again or whatnot, it's going to be $30. It's supposed to add a museum, dev commentary, and about an hour of new content in the form of I think it's an epilogue, my bad. And it's going to have new achievements for the base game, and it's going to release on PS4, Xbox, and PC. Like I said, it's supposed to be announced soon, so we'll actually see if this is going to happen. I know a lot of people want to see a new Tales from the Borderlands, so this might be as close as you're going to get until everything gets settled with that horrible Telltale bullshit, and we start seeing stuff like Grit and Stone about where these IPs are actually going to go, if they go anywhere. The Wolf Among Us 2 is still like that fucking unicorn. They say it's in the works, but apparently the only thing they're going to have for the Summer Game Fest is a tech demo, and that's it. So I think it's going to be kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the Telltale universe, where it gets attention when there's no other game it's requiring attention. So it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Last but not least, there's supposed to be a continuation of The Walking Dead, and it's not really going to be the same as the Telltale Walking Dead games, but it takes from the lore and I guess like builds upon it. It's weird. Like from everything that I read, like it happens in the universe. Pretty much all the info and canon is in this game, but it goes its own way because it's not episodic. It's a straightforward game. There's a focus on like actual survival horror and not that much of a focus on choices. There's still going to be choices to be made and everything, but it's not going to be like a standard Walking Dead Telltale game. Uh, the weird part is that Javier, or Javier, however you want to pronounce it, again, Southern, bear with me, he actually returns. He returns, and from what the person said that I got this info from, everything that happened in season 3, well, like most of everything that happened in season 3, you just throw that shit right out the window. It supposedly is not canon anymore, doesn't happen, wasn't supposed to happen, but anywho, um, so he's back, and the premise of the game is that Richmond has fallen. You're the only survivor. Nearly all characters from season 3 die in the very beginning when Richmond falls. Um, so I guess that explains something. Javier, he decides to, after I guess Richmond falls, to try to track down Clementine at the ranch she went to, and Kenny actually comes back. Like they retcon him in there hard, supposedly. Um, so yeah, whatever the fuck happened with Kenny in any of your games, it didn't really happen. But he comes back, and it's like they supposedly just like shove him in your face, like Kenny's back, take it. It's like okay. It's supposed to be revealed at the PC Gamer Show. It's going to be an Epic Store exclusive, so that'll probably turn a lot of you guys off. But it's also going to be released on modern consoles, so if you don't want to give Epic your fucking money, you can give somebody else your money. But that's all I got. It's actually the title for the game is going to be The Walking Dead: A Fatal Frontier, or slash season 5. It's still up in the air what the fuck it's going to be called, but that's it. So yeah, I've wasted almost 30 minutes of you guys' time. Damn, sorry about that. Usually I try to keep it to about 15. Um, I'm back. Keep doing this every Sunday. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do like a daily news, like in the evening, like a like a daily evening news show or some shit. So, but I also don't want to flood you guys with content and be like, ah, fuck, he's uploading again. So let me know what you want to see in the comments. As always, if you like this video and you want to see more, hit the sub button, hit the little bell for the notifications. Um, the other social media platforms I'm located on are going to be in the comments, so please follow me everywhere else that I am. And I guess that's really about it. I hate to do this part, but because I'm a nobody right now, I understand that, but I also hate to do this part. But if you like me as a person and you like what I do, and you go to the website and you see all the other shit that I do, like the weekly game trailer segment that I do, and where I basically scour the internet for a bunch of game trailers that are pretty interesting, and I lump them all into one segment and let you guys see stuff without having to spend 30, 45 minutes just bouncing back and forth between different websites. I do a small list for like early access games in Steam as well there. So it's basically just one big fucking like, here's some upcoming games. I hope you find that something that you like. But I do that. I write opinions and everything. Um, I try to do almost anything video game related. I do as much supporting of my local video game stores or LGSs as possible. So the events tab there is usually stocked full of what's going on in those places. However, given the current situation, there hasn't really been a lot going on. That's to change though, so I'm going to start updating that once I start seeing more events being set in stone, basically. So that'll keep being a thing. Um, but yeah, I also write reviews on games and stuff like that. So, anyways, um, back to the I'm a nobody and I don't know why I'm trying to push this, but if you like what I do and everything, there's a way to financially support my bitch ass. On the website, it's actually really fucking cheap. I think like the most it is like $7 a month, all the way down to two. Um, but I will, there's little perks and stuff about signing up and everything. And if you are a business owner or a local game store around this way, there's an option for me to do LGS support, which it's like $10 a month because I mean I'm only me and I can only do so much, so it's not like I'm going to charge you the thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars a marketing team or even to like run ads would be, because it's just me and I'm actually a pretty reasonable dude to talk to. So, anyways, yeah, the option is there. It's secure through the website, so there's no worries about shit being stolen. If you just want to shove something at me like $1 or whatever the fuck, there's a PayPal option, so you can do that. I have a Subscribe Star too, but I'm going to go back through and revamp that, so I'm not going to push that right now. But yeah, so that's it. And if you guys say, fuck you, don't want to give you money, understand. Shit, a lot of people can't right now. You can still support me by liking and sharing the video, following me on my other social media outlets, and just being like, hey, have you ever heard of Razel's Revenge Gaming? It's this dude. Check him out. So, anyways, I'll let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a safe rest of the week, and I will see you next Sunday, unless I start doing that daily news program thing I was talking about. And by all means, leave comments, feedback, let me know what the fuck's going on, so that way I know how to streamline and cater my content so you guys don't hate my guts. Have a good one.